gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, we're talking some boxing. I am what you need. If you like this video, then you can subscribe, share, comment, and donate to my channel via Western Union or MoneyGram. I can give you details about that. Let's get into the boxing. Shawn Porter versus Errol Spence Jr. There's been a number of things I've listened to people say which I don't agree with. Lennox Lewis saying that Shawn Porter just wings it on the inside. He's just throwing punches, and that's not true at all. If you look at what Shawn Porter is doing, it's very systematic. Once he gets to the inside, he starts working the body. He may mix up hooks to the body. He may also lick up uppercuts to the body and to the head. Shawn Porter also mixes up punches such as straight rights to the head. He may lead off and comes on the inside either coming off of a jab, or he may bob and weave to the inside, keeping his arms tucked to his head, chin, and face. Sometimes he keeps it like Mike Tyson close to his body. Sometimes he keeps it where the guard is actually over his body and head to protect bolts like earmuffs. Sometimes he keeps the guard in the front. Anyway, he's bobbing and weaving, gets to the inside and starts ripping shots to the body, but he doesn't stay only to the body. Kenny Porter says mix it up to the body and the head, so he goes up top with either overhand rights or left hooks to the head, or he comes sometimes with straight punches off of the bob and weave. So these are some of the things that Shawn Porter does. So he's not winging punches, he's hooking. That's what he's doing. And I didn't like how Lennox Lewis was so derogatory towards Shawn Porter's style and what Shawn Porter was actually doing, which is a lot of things he was doing, including pivoting to the side of Errol Spence, going sometimes to the weak side of Errol Spence and then landing body shots, to him wrestling on the inside with Errol Spence and landing his shots, his arm punches on the inside of Errol Spence doing the same. So some of the stuff that Shawn Porter does is just a little bit more than Errol Spence, because he can bob and weave, and he can also dip. He did a lot of dip movements as well on the inside against Errol Spence. Again, he reminded me of Aaron Pryor, like I said before. Such skill. He's not winging it. It's not making it a street fight. It's just that a lot of you textbook boxers, some of you guys don't understand what Shawn Porter be doing. And Kenny had him doing. But if you just look at his training sessions, you would realize this dude be doing things that are schooled. He has skills. He's actually practiced this shit. It's not street fighting. Okay? Some people say he leaps in off his shots. Well, if you have a shotgun jab, you can leap off the shotgun jab. So Porter doesn't just leap in on you. I was listening to my boy, my dude, Troy King, as he was talking about how you could catch Shawn Porter because he seems to come straight in on you with an uppercut. It's not as easy as it looks, Troy, I will tell you that. If a guy's bobbing and weaving a la Mike Tyson coming at you, it's hard to time him to catch him with the uppercut. Lots of guys tried to knock out Mike Tyson with uppercuts, right? Because he was a shorter guy. And Mike Tyson, he bob and weave, but then he might feint or stutter on the bob and weave. And you saw Shawn Porter doing the same thing. He would stutter on the bob and weave, come in on the bob and weave, and then he would just stay on one spot and bob and weave, and then he'd continue to come in on the bob and weave. So it's kind of notoriously hard to just catch Shawn Porter with a shot. Errol Spence was able to catch him with a shot because he dropped his guard, and Spence just teed off with a short chopping left that caught Porter and stunned him a bit, or shall I say, buzzed him a bit, and so he touched the canvas. His hand touched the canvas. He was in no ways knocked out. In no way was he short-circuited. Clearly, he came right back at Errol Spence, cramping for space. The other thing with Shawn Porter, which is why it makes it so hard to time, is his unpredictability. You don't know which one of his skill sets he's going to employ on you. The only problem Shawn Porter had, and in this fight he had less of it, was his finishing touch. Actually, Shawn Porter was a lot slower than the Shawn Porter that faced Keith Thurman after I looked at the Keith Thurman fight, and even the Shawn Porter that faced Adrian Broner. I think he put on more muscle mass, so that may be the reason, as well as I think that Errol Spence being a bigger dude, Shawn Porter had to be bigger. So he was actually a lot slower than when he fought Keith Thurman and when he fought Adrian Broner. And because of that, I think he was able to pick his punches better, because I thought his accuracy was a lot better than even the punch stats are saying. And there's no way in fucking hell, I think I agree with all the panel and even D-Style on D-Style's discussion, there's no way in fucking hell Errol Spence threw more punches than Shawn Porter. That just not, fuck no. Okay? Shawn Porter threw, I'm sure he outthrew Shawn Porter. I'd have to go and check the punch stats to see if he outlanded Shawn Porter. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I mean, 23 point something % is pretty high for Shawn Porter. Okay, his accuracy is not the greatest in the world. Nonetheless, he throws so many punches, and some of them punches they're blocked, but you will feel they landed right. Um, there are a number of occasions when Sean Porter hurt Errol Spence. A number of occasions when he hurt him, and Errol Spence had to back the fuck off, and Sean Porter be chasing him down around the ring because Sean Porter hurt him. Okay, that's why Errol Spence would back the fuck off, because he hurt him. And these are some of the reasons why I think that, and almost in every single Sean Porter fight, guys be clinching, right? They clinch Sean Porter, they hold on to him for dear life. Errol Spence did the same. Errol Spence decided to land low blows on Sean Porter when he couldn't figure out what to do. And he knew he couldn't clinch all the time. You know, a lot of guys panic. And Errol Spence kept his composure, yes, but in the 12th round, if you see Errol Spence forgot his high guard and everything, dropped his hands because he was tired. That motherfucker was tired. You know, another very important point that Troy King brought up, which I think is a very valid one. Sean Porter is able to tire you out. He's able to tire you out without throwing a punch. And you know, I will talk about some of these things just for the education of these dumbass fans out here. So Troy King was talking about how you can tire out a fighter without even throwing a punch. One of them, of course, is tying them up, putting your weight down on them, wrestling them to the body. Another way is by fainting them. So by putting pressure on them, you faint them, and so they have to constantly make a movement, and they constantly move, and you constantly faint them. The other way is mentally, just putting mental pressure on them. They hit you with their hardest shot. You are not unfazed. You're unfazed by it, and you keep coming. Like Sean Porter was doing, he was up in Errol Spence's chest all the time. That puts pressure on you as well and will tire you out. And then the other thing, of course, which is most important, is simply cutting off the ring on an opponent so that they have no space to move left or right. And if that opponent doesn't keep their composure, they're going to burn up a lot of energy just stressed out that they can't get out of the corner or get out of a place. So you would find that Sean Porter was pretty much was very relaxed in how he was fighting. He was just mad that he got knocked down. Everybody's calling that a man down for Errol Spence, but I do recall Errol Spence saying he will be the first person to stop Sean Porter. So fuck out of here with that man down bullshit that y'all talking. Because then Keith Thurman was like, at least one time in the fight, you gonna drop. That was not what Keith Thurman's one time was about. One time was about knocking the fuck out of a person. Alright? With one punch. So y'all now changing the script because it's always you fanboys. You fucking fanboys out there. And that goes for Dante Boxing Nations too. I call y'all ass out. Yeah. Talking about he one time Sean Porter. Fuck out of here with that shit. I don't have a problem talking to none of y'all and calling y'all on y'all shit. You know, because all of y'all was on the hype train. You know, Errol Spence gonna knock out Sean Porter. I said, no way in fucking hell. By the way, H Money, you owe me. You better shave that fucking hair off. Alright. Anyway, so all of you motherfuckers out there was like, he gonna get knocked out. Including you. You trying to rescind on your shit? What's his name? Both of y'all. Get the smoke and what's his name? I convinced y'all ass that Sean Porter can't get knocked out. And then y'all rescinded on that shit. What's his name? Shit. I know you as Jackson the Hopeful. Yeah, you. And then you started rescinding on your shit. Don't be rescinding. Always go like a true soldier. Go hard, go strong. If you're wrong, you say I'm wrong. D-Style said I'm wrong. I was wrong about that. And D-Style tried to make it into a kumbaya situation. You know, if you guys going in on who, but it was a great fight. Fuck that, D-Style. You was wrong. You say he was going to stop his ass. He wearing him down and shit. And you going to say the knockdown was a wear down. Oh, then where Sean Porter get on his ass right after that. He was on his ass, right? He was like, let's go, motherfucker. I'm just saying, but all y'all out there that been saying Errol Spence will run through him. And now I hear some of you assholes saying he's going to run through Danny Garcia. He's not running through Danny Garcia. But this is what much I would say. Danny Garcia going to get drumming. His ass going to get drumming the 10th, 11th, and 12th. See them championship rounds? Errol Spence going to drum his ass. But Danny's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. Right? But he's going to get drummed. I can guarantee you that. If he faces Errol Spence next, He gonna get his ass drummed in the 11th to 10th, 11th, and 12th round. Errol Spence gonna tee off on his ass like nothing. I can guarantee you that. How do I know that? Just styles make fights, motherfuckers. Look at what Sean Porter did to Danny Garcia. Look at what Keith Thurman did to Danny Garcia. Right? He can be hit. He has good enough defense that he will not get knocked out. And he will trade with your ass. Because that's what he do. He is a counterpuncher. Alright? He's like Juan Manuel Marquez. He's a tough motherfucker. And he will trade with you. But he gonna take some punishment by Errol Spence. I guarantee you he gonna take punishment in the 10th, 11th, and 12th. Alright? Errol's gonna figure him out. And then Errol's gonna start teeing off on his ass. He's not Sean Porter. Okay? I'm just telling y'all so y'all will be, up to speed. Another lie is that all of Sean Porter's top tier fights were actually close split decisions. They weren't. They weren't. He beat Adrian Granados, I believe by unanimous decision. Ugas, I think he won by split decision. That's possible. Danny Garcia, he beat him by unanimous decision. And Adrian Broner, he beat him by unanimous decision. So it's not true. I don't know for your Dennis Ugas. I got to check that out. If it was split decision. I think it was unanimous decision too. So it's not true that all his top tier fights are by split decision. They're close fights? No. Danny Garcia fight was not close. It wasn't close. It was 116, 112, I think. I think one was 115, 113, and another scorecard was 116, 112. It wasn't a close fight. Sean Porter just outdid Danny with activity. Anyways, man, I'm just saying that y'all talking about this man down situation. Fuck man down. Man down don't work. Just like how one time don't work. You in the elite division, you facing elite fighters. You ain't getting nobody out of there. Fuck that. Alright? And Errol Spence need to learn that. He better resort to other skills. By the way, Sean Porter also outmaneuvered Errol Spence most of the time. He outmaneuvered his ass. It's boxing. It's just what it is.